I would like to talk about provings of homeopathic remedies. There's something I've noticed in homeopathy, and it's a criticism of homeopathy as a general kind of modality, as a science. And my criticism is this: that whenever a remedy is made nowadays, let's just forget the past. We have to find out where that remedy comes from exactly, what season. We need to know a very precise identifying features about what substance that is, what time of the season, if it's blooming, if it's not blooming, if it's in spring. We have some of that in our information. And I also believe that remedies should be tested or reproven every 5 years to 10 years, or maybe every 15 years, at kind of lengths, because there could be, see, in information theory, which homeopathy falls perfectly into. If you want to understand homeopathy, information theory is a great way of understanding it. But in information theory, we have this concept known as noise. And so, for example, I could be doing a proving of whatever, and there could be noise in the background, meaning there could be pollutants, there could be other type of political, like for example, this is 2013, we're having a lot of political, economic stuff going on in the world that's troubling. So the country that the prover is in the circumstances, can create noise. So we're not getting a full picture of what that remedy is. So when we do it every 15 years, or maybe in different countries, or the remedy itself, for example, this particular herb comes from the Amazon, maybe we could pick another part of the Amazon or another part of the world where we can get the same remedy made from, if it's an animal or a plant or a mineral. Because there's contaminants. You see, even the water that we're using has noise in it. Now the remedy compared to the water is it has so much more significance that it cancels out the noise in the water, but maybe not always. Maybe when we're making a certain type of remedies, it doesn't have that kind of cancellation effect on whatever's in the water, whatever patterns in the water already. So there's a lot of areas that we need to understand more fully and deeply and develop, so that homeopathy, look, the bottom line is this: homeopathy must develop. Homeopathy must get out of this kind of, we're constantly under attack by fools all the time, that I don't know if they're either getting paid for this, or they're not really that intelligent or educated, or I don't know what their trip is, or they haven't used a remedy. Like I was talking to this one guy, I asked him, have you tried homeopathy for your condition? He goes, no, I don't believe in that. I go, well, have you tried it? He goes, no. I go, well, what are we talking about then? Are you living your world through models, and if something doesn't fit into the model, it doesn't exist? Or are you living through experience? And I always love those old stories of different homeopaths that were devout haters of homeopathy, and then their wife or someone would get sick, or they would get sick, and a homeopath would heal them, and they'd go, there's something to this homeopathic business, and they would become great homeopaths. So anyway, I think we need to develop some of our deeper understanding of what's going on with homeopathy. And that's what I get into in my book, Homeopathy 3.0, Harmonium Universalis. But we need to develop it as a culture, and we need to have, a much more, I think, institutionalized approach to doing provings. Not so much an institutionalized approach of the hierarchy, but have, kind of groups that are constantly doing provings in a way that maybe is standardized. We need to have these systems set up so that we can have, and then when you get a remedy, we should know right on the remedy if it's hyoscyamus, if it's from Europe 1954, or if it's an American hyoscyamus from 1972. And if you want to look that up, there should be some kind of way of, getting a gas chromatography of that, of that actual substance. Now, obviously, in the past we didn't have that, but as we make these newer remedies, we should have that option. We should have that ability like for example, Pepsi was proven. I haven't read the proving of it, but was it Pepsi that was manufactured in India, or was it Pepsi that was manufactured in Japan, or was it a Pepsi manufactured in the United States? So that's one remedy. Another remedy is, like for example, rat's blood. When they made it, it was like ethically done. So the rats weren't in a condition where they were all stressed out and terrorized. The rats are sensitive. They're mammals. They think they're mammals. Yeah, they have. There's rats. I think there's rat milk, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever it is, either they're mammals or not, doesn't matter. They they feel, and so they get stressed out. So the blood from a terrorized rat and a rat that's well taken care of, it's a different phenomenon. It's a different thing going on there. So we need to have context for where the remedy is coming from also, if we're going to have a deeper sense. Now ultimately it comes down to the clinic and how people use these remedies and what kind of effects they're getting. But these are considerations that we must take seriously to develop our science.